They've read a book and want to talk about it. It's the Izzie and Coco Book Review Show.
Hello and welcome again to Izzie and Coco's Book Review Show. As you can see, we're doing several reviews in a day because we have the same outfits on.
I am Coco.
And I'm Izzie! Welcome!
What book are we doing right now?
We are doing Romancing the Duke.
Woo.
Romancing the Duke by Tessa Dare. And it's a historical romance book, and historical romance books are my guilty pleasure. There's a lot of bad ones out there, but there's a couple really good, and I was surprised to find out that this one was pretty good. Let me see if you can see the cover. I'll show you the cover.
Okay, so Romancing the Duke is about this 20-something-year-old Izzie Goodnight. And
Wait, what's her full name? Because it's hilarious.
Isobel.
Isolde
Ophelia Goodnight. And I think she's 23, right? Okay, anyway. And her father passed away, and he used to be this famous writer of these children's stories. And he passed away, and he didn't leave anything to her name in his will. So her cousin took everything, including the rights to his books and everything. So she is penniless and just about to not have any money to eat or a place to sleep or anything, and she gets a will from one of the readers. It leaves her something in the will for her, so she has to go to this place to collect whatever it is.
She knows it's the estate.
She doesn't know what it is.
Really?
She was hoping it was a couple of pounds that she could eat for a little bit or something.
Yeah.
So she gets there, and it's this crumbling castle, almost in ruins, and
nobody's there to meet her. No, somebody should have been there to meet her.
Except this, super bitter, cynical Duke Rothbury, which his first name is...
Or Lord Archer?
No.
Who the hell is that?
That's the guy who does the will.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I read this book a month ago, and she just recently read it, so
I have a better...
She has the detail here. I remember the gist of it.
So she's gonna meet Lord Archer, who's the lawyer who's gonna tell her what she got from the will. But she gets there, and the only person there is this Duke, Ransom Rothbury, and he's like, I live here. This is my castle. This is not, get.
What the hell are you doing here?
Yeah,
you get the hell out.
Just leave. And she's like, no, I'm waiting for this guy. He said he was going to give me something. So she tries to stay, and then eventually the lawyer gets there, Lord Archer, and he says, oh yeah, she actually got this castle. so
work it out.
And he leaves, and then she's like, oh, this is my castle. But don't worry, you can rent. You don't have to leave. And he's like, this is my castle. You get out. And so it's like the relationship of they kind of her trying to get her hands on the castle, her new property, and him trying to kick her out, and what happens. And obviously there's a romance in there, and if you haven't read it, we totally recommend that you go read it and come back and finish watching the review with us so that you can email us and tell us what you thought as well.
Because spoilers are coming ahead. Spoiler alert.
Right. So if you have not read this book, stop now. All right. So what do you say? Yay or nay? Do you recommend this book?
I do. I was pleasantly surprised when I read it, because with these I don't usually have high expectations, because all the storylines are very familiar. It's a poor and powerless woman, because at that time women have no rights over property, money. It all depends on marrying a rich guy. So I'm always apprehensive. I love him. I read him anyway. But this one, I was very happy. It was there was good tension between what's his name? Sorry.
Ransom
and Izzie. There was
which, by the way, is your name.
I know. Wasn't on purpose. Happened to be an Izzie. Oh, this is the second book that we review with an Izzie in it. Remember? The Spellman Files?
Oh,
yeah.
And those, we both like those, huh?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I thought I was pleasantly surprised as well. I totally recommend this book. At the beginning, I was like, oh, it's kind of cute. I don't know. But then I kept reading, and I was like, oh, I'm eating this book up. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love it. One of the things that really got me in this book is the relationship, the dynamics between Izzie Goodnight and Ransom Rothbury, because I am a sucker for this type of dynamic where it's like this very like mean guy, antagonistic guy, and this really with this girl, and there's like, and I love the smart back and forth. She's like, you know, she's not submissive or anything. Like, she stands her ground.
Yeah.
And she's just adorable. I remember this one line where they're bickering back and forth, and he goes, you know, I'm dangerous, and he starts spelling out dangerous. It's like, I'm dangerous, D-A-N-G, and then whatever, he gives up whatever. I don't know if it's because of his brain injury or whatever. And then, like, days later, she's like, oh, I came up with a better retort. You should have said, I'm dangerous, R-A, and spell out your name, Ransom, you know? That would have been a perfect comeback. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. That's just adorable.
So dorky.
So dorky. And I love it because her character is like she's kind of like an author of Harry Potter, like a J.K. Rowling. She has like such an imagination, you know?
Yes, I love it. I love it because I definitely felt that, I felt the same way about her fan club. Not her dad's book followers. Like, they dress up and everything, like cosplay. I felt that was adorable. It was a great comical element to it.
Yeah. And not only that, but it's like they were also like innocently into the story, like all her fans.
Yes,
like it was all like positive. It was there was no negativity there. They were all like, yeah, and we're in this club and we're a society and we're brothers if we're inside, you know. It was just so ridiculously
adorable
cute.
Nerds. I love it. So I think what brings us together, or they always usually have this with he's not a bad guy, he's just grumpy, and he happens to be blind. So that was a big, that at the beginning she didn't even realize it, because he can move around the castle, he knows it perfectly, the whole layout, and he doesn't seem like he's blind at the beginning, but eventually she figures it out.
Mm-hmm. And I thought it was cute because she thinks herself ugly. Not ugly, but plain.
Yeah.
No one has ever been attracted to her or whatever. And the guy even comes to the realization that he's grateful that he was blinded, because previously he was attracted to shallow women, you know, and very beautiful shallow women, and all he cared about was looks, and that led him to trying to arrange a marriage with a girl that was beautiful but he didn't love, and who didn't love him back, which is what caused, you know, she eloped, and when he went to go after her, he confronted the guy and the guy was drunk, and anyway, so that's why he's blind. But then the guy realizes that, you know what, thank God, my vision isn't there. I was able to see all the other beauty in this woman, in Izzie.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so cute, you know, and then because he's not completely blind, he has a haze. And in his haze, like, she's so beautiful to him. Yeah. And I thought, oh, that's so cute. Yeah. I think I'm such a sucker. I loved everything in this book. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Also, another thing about the blindness is that they don't fix it. You know, I was expecting
me too. Like, there's going to be a miraculous operation. Somebody figured it out. But I don't think that was necessary. He already was coping with it. He was leading a regular life. He had love in his life. He had finally got around to accepting more people, to accept friends. And I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah.
It's not everything is perfect. Not everything can be fixed, but it's how you live with it and manage with it. So
yeah, it's so funny because at the beginning, like, she says that she's playing and nobody looks at her. And when they first meet, the guy asks her, you know, what she looks like or something. And she's like, "Oh, I look so beautiful." I thought that was hilarious. And then at the end, when there's a little bit of a crisis going on, she's like, I have to come clean and tell you I'm not beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's when the guy says all those like wonderful things that all the girls want to hear. So, I think it was awesome. I love that. Okay, so do you remember the raunchiness in this book?
I don't.
Oh my god!
Really?
Like, I love this book because she's this girl that is penniless.
Yes.
You know, all she really has is her virtue and her name because like everyone knows her as the
daughter of the famous author.
You know, so she's like this innocent woman, and all she has is her reputation, and she's like, oh my god, I'm so horny, and this guy, like, all my life I've been dreaming about romance, and this guy, like, kisses her, and she's like, yeah, let's have sex, this is awesome! And, like, they get really raunchy and everything. The sex scenes were really good.
Okay, I remember now, yeah, they did have, yes, and those are always bonus points on my book, on my list.
Yes, definitely. This book gets raunchy points.
Yeah.
And what I like about this one especially is that usually it's like especially romance ones, period romances. Like, in that time, women were so conservative, and this character is not. She's just like, I'm bored. I'm like, yeah, you only live once. When else is this gonna happen to me? Let's do this.
And it was like you went with it because sometimes that's a problem that they try to justify the fact that they're gonna have sex before marriage because at the end usually it's the happily ever after endings that they get married.
Yeah.
But somehow, all of these have sex before that. So they come up with this convoluted, weird excuses for like, yeah, I'm going to have sex before. And this one, I went with it. It was no problem. It's no back and forth. Oh, no, I feel terrible about myself because I had sex before.
I love this. She was not apologetic about it at all.
No.
I was like, yes.
She did it. She liked it. And she wanted more.
Yeah. Okay. But also, she was like, you know what? Like, I'm enjoying this, and even if I'm falling in love with this guy, but if this guy doesn't reciprocate, what the hell? I'm having fun. It was like,
I enjoyed it, and I don't regret it.
Yeah, it was super liberal for her, for someone in that period, but okay.
So, highly recommended. I'm sure we'll be reviewing more historical romance novels.
But this one is definitely worth the read. And it's a quick read. It's just like a page turner. It'll be done so quickly. I finished in a day. So email us at books@dapperanimals.com and check out dapperanimals.com.
Take care. Bye-bye.
See you next time.